Now, the next thing we need to present in our presentation is landscape. Now, the thing that's going to be interesting and why I'm not fast forwarding completely through this next part is because I'm going to show you how you can add a little icon or an arrow to point out to something that may be really important in your picture. Friendly reminder that Atlanta has 2 layers. So I need to point out the differences or on a map, what the 2 different layers are. I need to label them so that the audience knows without me specifically telling them what it is that they're looking at. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here. I'm going to exit out of that because I don't want that. I want insert. I want shape. And I want this arrow. It doesn't really matter what kind of arrow you want, but I want this arrow because it will allow me to type in it. If you get one of these arrows down here, you're not going to be able to type in it because it's not shape, it's just a line. You can use any of these arrows down here as well. It is your choice, but I'm going to go with this one just because it's the easiest for me. I'm going to click and drag out an arrow here, and ta-da! Now, with the arrow selected, I'm going to start typing. I'm going to say surface because that is what the arrow is pointing at. Now, I'm going to copy and paste, and I'm going to bring the arrow down, and I'm going to say this is the inner crust. And a fast way to change the colors is if I go down here and I drop it down and I say I want it like a pinky color. I'll do that again slower. I select my arrow. I find shape styles. I find this giant drop down arrow with a line over it. I click on it. Bammo. There's all these presets. And this time I want to say purple. Ta-da! I have surfaced an inner crust. You're going to see me fast forwarding through this next part because all it is it's just going to be me adding pictures to different slides to different things. I'm just going to be adding pictures for my landscapes. I'm going to be adding pictures for plants. And I'm going to be adding pictures for animals. I will see you at the end of all that when I start making my food webs and my food chains. Okay, I'm going to pause my speed through right here and I'm going to show you a few things that I've decided I do in fact want to show you because they can be really cool. However, again, I would wait to do these at the very end of your project when you know you have time to do creative things such as what I'm about to do. So I'm going to go back here to my landscape of my inner crust. Now, there's a few things I want to change. I want to make this kelp forest a little darker because it's supposed to be underground, and maybe make the caves under this glacier a little darker too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a picture first. I'm going to probably change the kelp forest first. So I select it. I'm going to go up to picture format. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to color. Here, there's a few things you can do. You can do color saturation, you can do color tone. I won't go into all of the details of it, but there's just some things that you can do. So you could make the temperature hotter, which makes the colors usually more brighter. Or you can make the saturation go up. Beware, both of these make the picture a little bit more grainy, which you lose some detail of the picture in, basically. What I want though is I want this sort of bluey color, like a turquoise or like a blue gray, I think. Yeah, I like that blue gray thing. That's a nice color. That's kind of more what I want. Now what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go over to corrections here. And because it's still not quite where I want it to be, I think the softness and sharpness of it is fine. Yeah, no, I don't want to make it any softer. Brightness and contrast, that's what I'm looking for. Contrast makes the difference between colors greater. Brightness just makes the picture brighter, so you can see more of the picture. If I go into any more detail, I'm going into details of photography, so that's the basic shot there. Again, as you up the brightness, you might lose a little bit of the detail of the picture. Same with contrast, but if you bring them both down or up pretty evenly, you'll be fine. If you just leave the contrast and bring down the brightness, that's another way that you can make a picture darker. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So that would be brightness down to 40. Keeping an eye over here on my picture there, and I'm gonna bring it down all the way. So it's a nice kind of dark picture because it's underground, it's underwater, there's not supposed to be a lot of light. I'm gonna go over here to my under the glacier picture, and I'm just going to do a, make it dark, maybe. I haven't quite decided yet what I want to do. Oh, that would be cool. I kind of like that. I like it where it, the contrast has gone up greatly and the brightness is brought all the way down because it gives a similar look and feel to being underground, but also kind of gives that bluish glow that you see with the glowworms here. Now, here's something that I see in my picture that I need to change. There is a human being in this picture, and this is supposed to be on Atlanta, where there are no human beings yet. There's only the probing robots that we have sent to discover this planet. Maybe. Who knows? Anyway. I click on it. Now, this picture has been cropped already. What I can then do is I can recrop it without changing where that picture is. So I'm going to click on it. I click on this crop icon up here. And what happens is that the shape to what it has been cropped to stays in place. But the picture of what it was comes up behind it. Now, all I need to do is I need to click on the picture and drag it to the right just enough, trying to stay with the same frame so that the humans are out of the picture. And I'm remembering I need to do the same to this picture here because there are people in those mountains and there's not supposed to be people in those mountains. Ah, darn it. I should probably find a different picture then. Oh well, besides, I like that sort of multicolor thing anyway. Oh, okay. I'll find a different picture with no people in it. But that's just because I'm going the extra mile. I'm okay with a few people in your picture, but remember, this is supposed to be a place where no one is there yet. The animals can probably be in the picture, but I would probably stay away from people just for this project. Now, if you are doing a presentation where people are supposed to be in a picture, keep it. Great. People love seeing other people. It helps them connect to what you're talking about. But let's continue. Oh, there was one more thing actually I wanted to show you guys. So I have all these pictures, and when I click on design ideas, it's saying, sorry, no design ideas for this slide. This usually happens when you have a lot of pictures on your slide. 4 is usually about the maximum that PowerPoint will generate ideas for. If you have no text, maybe it can go up higher. I do not know that officially though. But one thing that you can do is you can design it yourself. Very easy, very fast. What you can do is you can click on a picture, go up to picture format, and there's these picture styles here. What you can do is you click on this down arrow and you can automatically add these cool frames to it. So I think because this is part of the inner crust, I want to keep it dark. I'm going to add that little beveled oval and keep it like a black color. And I'm going to continue to crop it because I want it to be a little bit more focused on the flower itself. So I'm going to click crop. I'm going to click and drag the end in. I am aware of where that white line is because that is my new crop circle, if you will. That is where the circle is being cropped to in order to fit the picture. Okay, I'm happy where it is. I click out of the box area, voila, new crop. As you can see on picture format, there are lots of different slides that you can go for. I could choose a window one. I could choose little arrows here. I could make it a little bit more 3D. I would stick to what the formats are right now. If you really want to get really fancy, you can click on picture effects to do that. Again, wait till the very, very end to do this. Wait till the very end to do this. Okay, I'm going to fast forward again, and I will see you on the other slide where I start creating a diagram of photosynthesis to compare Earth's photosynthesis to my planet's photosynthesis.